Do you ever wonder what your Facebook profile banner should consist of? Well, today on Momentum Monday or Tutorial Tuesday, we'll be diving into that, so stay tuned. Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to Momentum Monday or Tutorial Tuesday, depending on when you're catching this. And with me, Emily McHugh, and this is the Supercharged with Emily podcast. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn, welcome everybody. So happy to have you with us today. Okay, so jumping right on into our topic of branding and how to brand yourself as a startup. One of the things you want to do, there are many components of it, obviously, but today in particular, we're going to be focusing on designing your Facebook profile. And there are many, your profile banner specifically. And there are many different ways you can do that, many different things you can consider when you're doing it. And today I want to share a few of them that might be interesting for you, including my revamped Facebook banner profile, as well as one of my superchargers, Sophia Mohammed's, who have been working on hers to showcase hers a different aspect from design, so you can get some ideas of different ways you can do this. And also I can tell you where you can get the templates for these banners and many more in Canva specifically. And I'll be doing quite a bit more tutorials on tools that business owners and startups need to implement in their business so that you can have these either digital product downloads that you can get. You can either, sometimes I'll have them for free, sometimes they'll be for purchase, sometimes they're available to my Supercharge members for free in our membership, but you can get them outside of the membership if you'd like to as well, and purchase them separately. So one of the benefits of membership is a lot of my templates will be available to the members depending on the different packages that I'm offering. So today I wanted to highlight this particular profile banner and get into that. And also, but before we do all of that, just a few reminders. If you haven't already gotten a copy of my book, here, The Little Girl's Guide to Entrepreneurship, it's not too late. Just scan the code. If you are watching this, you can scan the code or visit on Amazon.com and just check out The Little Girl's Guide to Entrepreneurship. You'll be glad you did, to help you on your entrepreneurial journey. And many of you know that my book was the foundation for my memberships, because people would ask me for a workbook. They'd ask me for ways to implement some of the things that I highlighted in my book. And so that was the launch, created the launch of the Supercharge Club, now the Supercharge CEO. And now I've been sharing with you the Supercharge Accelerator, the Supercharge Startup Accelerator. And so I had put out a poll for you guys, a poll, yes indeed, asking you to vote for a logo on my Facebook page and a few other parts of social media. And so I got some selections and I wanted to share with you. I won't say the one winner, because I'll be probably using a combination of these logos. But this is really technically the winner, this one, because it's nice and crisp and clear. I had to have the yellow in there, guys. I had to have the yellow. The actual true winner is this one, which is the black with the pink. Just those two colors, which is a nice, solid, clean logo. So it's very nice and clean. However, I just needed to have some color, so I added the yellow as well. So other versions of this, I had it like, you know, with the outline, and then I had the yellow here with this word, and so on. But somehow, you know, it still needed some adjusting. I got great feedback on all of them, but this was kind of putting the pop of color with the solid logo that people all seem to gravitate towards. So hopefully you will like it. You're going to see it. Again, I'll do different versions of it because you don't just have to have one. And that fits in perfectly with our topic today about branding. It's about your colors and what you present and what are you trying to suggest. And one of the things when you think of a startup, it's like you need energy, you need fire, you need to ignite. And so the colors of yellows and oranges and those and reds kind of lend themselves to the idea of igniting. So that's why I wanted to have a bit of yellow in there. Also, it can appeal to men as well, because if it's just pink like this, it may not initially appeal to a lot of men. And I found that a lot of men voted for the yellow. So I was noticing a trend. And also Jamaican men like yellow. They were voting for the yellow, gold, and green. That's right. It is reggae month, by the way, guys. You're going to hear me play some cool music coming up. So that's just another side note. Speaking of yellow, that triggered me off into that direction. All right, back on track. So this is a part of the whole idea of branding. What are you connecting to people? What are you trying to tell them? And for me, all about supercharging, I do want to kind of convey that energy. So that's a little tip on where that goes. Now, my brand colors specifically are the pink and the aquas and some yellows as well. Normally not this shade of yellow, but it does speak to the brand palette. But now I want to go right over to where I was telling you about the profile, right? What you're here to listen to. But let me not digress too far. You really also need to see this. Hold on. Wait a minute. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Where did my page go? Okay. So you're going to see how I work a little bit behind the scenes. So this is my page. So this is the page for the step-by-step startup, supercharged startup accelerator for people who are looking for that kind of more guidance, specific one-on-one. Well, not so much one-on-one, but it's still group coaching, but it's a weekly program as opposed to a monthly program. And so this is something that's upcoming, and I'm going to be sharing more about it. But the logo that I was developing was for this program, and it's going to lead right into what I'm talking to today about the banner. So with a Facebook profile banner, my new banner looks like this. This is like a finished product, if you will, right here. Okay, and to get to this place, I started with a template. Now, I'll probably do a part 2 of this tutorial, but I want to give you a sense of how you can go from this. So this was laid out and designed by the wonderful Jessa Bellman, who has an amazing, great digital product creator coach. And she designed these templates, and I'm a part of a lot of Jessa's memberships, and we have access to these different templates that we can either resell or do different things with. So this was my foundation for coming up with my plan. So you can see how you can go from a template like this with a lot of placeholders and mock-ups to then making it your own. Now, this particular template is for people who want to showcase the different offers that they have, the different things that they do, and to make it really clear to their audience. So on your Facebook profile, consider it like a billboard. Like you have your photo, you have this blank canvas that you can do almost anything with. And you have to say, and you can change it anytime you want. You can change it often. I like to change it pretty regularly depending on what I'm doing. But the idea is it's a great place for people to know what you have to sell if you are indeed selling something. And people, we're in business. Business is about sales. So my entrepreneurs, my startups, it's time that you let people know that you are selling something and that you have something for sale. That is what business is. It means you have something to offer and someone can pay you for it. Hence, this is a great place to do this. I've also done a Canva tutorials on LinkedIn profile, so I encourage you to go check that out. I will have the link for my LinkedIn Canva tutorial as well. So I encourage you to see so you can compare the different things to consider. But today specifically focusing on Facebook. So one of the first things you want to do is make sure you have the right size file. So if you notice up here, if you follow my cursor, you should be able to see it. I go to where it says file and I click on that, and it allows me to see what size I have here. 2050 pixels, 2050 pixels by 780 pixels. That is the dimensions for, those are the dimensions for a profile banner for Facebook. So firstly, you want to make sure you have the right dimensions before you even proceed. Okay. Now, to create all of the things, the customizations here, if you were to start from a template like this, these are just suggestive ideas. Like you could put your logo here, you could put different things, different kind of text, but I can change all of my colors any which way I want. These are bland templates that are just put like here just to show you what you can do, but I can go in there and change it to whatever I want. So just as an example. So I'm going to show you a little bit how I got from here to this. And I'm going to specifically also highlight Sophia's that I was telling you about as well, because in my example, you will see that I'm showcasing my offers. So the Supercharged Club, my Supercharged CEO, and then now the Supercharged Startup Accelerator, even though that doesn't have the yellow in there because I did a previous version, but I'm going to do one where I have the yellow actually. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to come back and put that in there. Then I also have my simple offer that people can get to the priorities. This used to be free, guys, and it's now a paid offer because I told you get it while it was free, but now it's going to be paid, and I'll have another freebie for you soon, so stay tuned. But this is a downloadable printable worksheet system, and that's there for people to get a taste of what I offer. And then, of course, to follow me on YouTube or see some of my videos and to subscribe. So it's specific calls to action. So some of the things I want you to consider. Number one, what is it that you have for sale? Who are you selling it to? And what is the call to action? So what do you want people to do when they see your banner up? Okay, number one, I want them to know what I offer. I want them to know what it costs so they know it's for sale. Okay. I also want them to know where they can get things for free so they can follow me on YouTube and where they can come and follow me. What are some of the things that I offer? And so if someone were to come on my page, they'd have a sense, well, okay, Emily offers these things. Do they know who I am? Well, I'm like the Supercharged Coach. I do coaching. Who do I help? Business owners, and so forth. So it should make it clear what you're offering. You know, I have an entrepreneur roadmap, custom group coaching, step-by-step guidance, and kind of have a sense of what you're about. That's really what you want people to see. Now, in order for me to create all of these things that I created, I had to do a lot of different steps. So each of these individual mock-ups entail quite a bit of work. So I have templates for everything. So for example, as I mentioned, I had the logo, and in Canva, when you have a logo that you want to use, you literally have to download it and re-upload it as a JPEG or a PNG file so that you can drop it into the design. So for example here, but even backing up before that, and I guess I have to actually show you and may need to break it down more precisely. But today I want to give you an overview, and I can then do a more picked apart tutorial. I think that might be very useful. But just trying to give you the big picture today from a branding perspective and just really from conveying your message to people. So for the purpose of this, one of the things that I do to create this mock-up, I have a whole sheet of mock-ups. So in addition to this page here, I have like these individual mock-ups that I created. So for example, this, and I put together all these components. So what I was saying before about having to upload, you go to uploads in Canva, you have your photos, you have your images, you literally drop them in to the template here, the mock-up. All of these are individual images that I have prepared in advance, and I bring them in and I drop them in to my mock-up. And this is loading a little slowly, but the idea is these are all separate images that I create and put in place. Okay, once I do all of that and I make sure like I have my plants I can put in place there. I love putting the plants in there. I have a shelf that can be moved also if I don't want a shelf, or if I want to put the shelf there, all to give it a little perspective and dimension. Once I do that, I download this whole image, download it to my computer, re-upload it to Canva as a PNG or a JPEG, and then drop it into this mockup. um, then I drop it in here. So like literally I would go into uploads, and I have the scene already created, and I bring it over from my uploads and drop it right on in here. So that's a little bit of how I do that. Okay, I know it can be a little complicated if you're not familiar with Canva or how to do some of these things, but just understand that there are steps and ways to do it. Drop comments below if you want a more detailed tutorial on this, because I certainly can do that. If you want to know more about Canva that I'm showing you today, let me know and I'll be happy to do it. Now let me show you another version using the same template, the same original template that I just showed you beginning, the base template, and look how totally different you can make it. So this is for the wonderful Safia Amina Muhammad, an amazing human being, total supercharger, and accessibility advocate. And Safia, I've known her for so many years. She's a wonderful person who has dedicated her life to really making the lives of others easier, enhancing the quality of life of people with disabilities of different types. And so I actually did a Supercharged Sunday interview with Safia a few years back, and I'm going to drop a link to that as well so you can check it out and learn more about what she does. But here she's showcasing what she does as an advocate for disability rights, for real estate ownership, and for encouraging people to travel. So she's a licensed travel agent and realtor, as well as a disability rights consultant, working on policy and all these different things. So how do we showcase all the things that Safia can do and does to make it clear for her audience to know what she's about? So I thought this would be a great example when it comes to branding. Firstly, working with Safia on her brand colors. She has these beautiful brand colors and branding that she has. And one of the things to know that in Canva you can have store your brand colors so that you can use them. So she has like these burnt oranges and browns and so forth. So we kind of use the color to develop the palette. So that we already had that already pre-selected. From there, we divide it into the sections specific to what she has to offer. So as I said, the disability, the real estate, the travel. So you know that she offers these different things, and giving photos, examples of what that is and what she's about there. And then finally, her call to action is how you can contact her with a phone number and call her to consult on disability rights, buy or sell property, plan a travel experience, and so on. So you have a sense of what she's about, what she's offering, and ideally who it's for. So now your profile is not going to say your whole life story, and there's only so much it can say and only so much time and space there is for it. But the key is that you want to use it to your advantage. You can, as I said, you can change it, you can do different things with it. And so that was like kind of the finished product of what hers looked like. But it took a while to get there. Why? Because we have all these different logos, emblems of her brand that we wanted to highlight that represents what she does, collating some of the images, getting the headshot together. Make sure you have a nice headshot, and just really knowing what you want people to do. So here you can put a website, you can put an email address, you can do different things. Now, one of the things you want to keep in mind is how is this going to look both on a desktop and also on a mobile device, and it will come out looking differently. So you want to put the things that are most important in a place where it won't be covered up either by a photo once you reach into Facebook. So let's look at Facebook for a minute, and you will see what I mean. Okay, this does not want to not stop showing. I don't know why. All right, wait a minute. Oh, okay, I was just doing different examples of her logo to show how it can look differently on different backdrops. Okay, so as you can see, you can have something that looks like this and something that looks like how I just showed you mine, looking like this, using the exact same template down here to get you from this basic template to this to what I did here for Safia over here. So you can just use your creativity and your imagination to adjust these templates to suit what you want. But the key is that you have to have the elements ready. You have to have all these elements in place. You have to select your fonts, select your colors, and then your messaging. So there are a few layers to this process of creating these profiles for them to be effective and actually do what you want them to do. So that's a big part of building your brand and being consistent with this message throughout other social platforms as well, not just, on Facebook. So now let me actually go on Facebook and show you how it's going to look once it's up. I don't know if Sophia's put hers up, had a chance to put hers up as yet, but I'll show you mine in action up here. So you will see I have it uploaded to my Facebook profile. My photo here isn't really covering anything, and that's why I kind of left this space in this corner, because sometimes depending on what kind of screen you're looking on, it might cover something. So make sure that this area where your profile photo is, there is space behind it. One of the things you can do on this, when you post your profile banner, you can then go and drop a link in the comments to where people can follow you, join you. So here I put a link to my Supercharge Club where you can come and find me there. I can drop some other links too, how to sign up for this, how to get that, how to join me on YouTube. Like, I can continue to go. But you can use this place to drop links and other calls to action in the commentary. So don't forget, you can actually write that. So here I can go into I'm not going to do it right now, but oh, it won't let me edit it. Okay. Yeah, I could have actually written in here, but I kind of didn't. Or could I have? Maybe I couldn't have. I don't remember. But anyway, in the comments you can. In the comments you can drop your links. So that's another way to further your message as well. So it is a post. When you do your profile banner, it's a post. Not only do I have it on my personal profile, I also did it on my page. I use the same one because it fits. So on your business page in Facebook, you can use the same dimensions that I used before, 2050 by 780 pixels, and you can use it there. You could also potentially use it for Facebook cover as well. I forget the dimensions for the cover for an event. I think it's a little smaller. But anyway, you get the idea. Now, why is this important specifically on your Facebook page to have your banner and all these things saying what you do? Because Google indexes your Facebook page. Even though you may or may not get a lot of engagement on your page, it's still worth treating as something important, because usually it's one of the first things that shows up in Google under your name. So you really want to pay attention to what you put on your Facebook page, and really make sure you populate it with things that will help you with your brand and help you to grow with your brand. So I use it actually on both areas. So what I'd love for you to do when you get a chance to look at this, let me know what types of questions that you have, what you'd like to see more of in terms of how I do things in Canva, because there's so many amazing tools that Canva allows you to use and bring your vision to life. The colors you can change, and I mean, I could go on and on and on. Endless tutorials when it comes to Canva. One of my most favorite apps on the face of the earth, Canva and Notion, are right up there at the tippy top. And I have another video too on why I love Canva and Notion so much. So make sure you check that out. Okay, I think that's pretty much what I want to share with you today, to really highlight this, that I think will be useful for you as you work on your branding and you work on all the cool things that you're doing. So make sure that you check this out a little bit more carefully, more precisely, to see any questions that you may have on it. So, and if you're not following me on Facebook, hey, go follow me on Facebook at Emily the Entrepreneur. Would love to see you over there. I hope this has been helpful. Again, please do let me know if you have questions on your branding, how to build your brand. Be mindful that everything you put up, especially as a startup, even though you think that's my personal profile page, it's very much your business page now. Okay, so your personal profile, although it might be more personal, it is reflective of your business as well. So you have to treat it also as a business space, maybe with a more personal spin, but it still has to be professional. You still don't want to put up anything up there that you wouldn't want someone to see. As a matter of fact, I can just quickly share this before we wrap up here today that yeah, let me go back in here. So if you go into this is now back on my personal profile. If you go along here, I put up reels, I put up a lot of music, you know, I put up my violin, as you know, I'm a violinist. So I put things that like that up, or motivational, anything, sometimes business stuff too. But, and of course, these videos and my dancing. So, you know, things that showcase your lifestyle or things that are important to you, but still help to build your brand. I mean, a lot of people ask me more about Bhangra than anything else. So you put that up. It's a big part of supercharging, having that big energy where you go out there and you do your thing. And it's really important for this whole, you know, building business balance and all that kind of something. So, you know, you want people when they scroll through your feed that it still feels like there's a brand involved. There's someone here who's representing themselves in a consistent way. So make sure you can go through your feed and be able to say that of yourselves. Your colors make sense, your messagings make sense. You don't throw something out there that's out of character and out of whack. Okay, out of whack. That does not fit, that doesn't serve you. So think about that as you put up your profile. What do you want people to do when they see your images? What do you want them to do when they come to your profile? Okay, one of the things you can do, look here, you can follow me on YouTube at Supercharge Coach and also at Emily McHugh Violinist. You have some options. So it lets people know you have that call to action there, how they can engage with you. So finally, what I'm encouraging you to do today is to go and check out your Facebook profile banners. Make sure they're nice and professional and that they showcase what you want people to do when they see them. And if you want support in how to do some of these things, like really walk you through doing your banner like I did for Sophia, she's a member of my Supercharge CEO, you can join Supercharge CEO. You can join the Supercharge Club. Join the Supercharge CEO. We meet once a month, the Supercharge CEO, where you bring your specific questions, your specific things you want worked on, and we look at them, give you that direct attention. And we meet the second Tuesday of the month at 11 a.m. So that's for Supercharge CEO. And the Supercharge Club meets twice a month on the first and third Thursdays of the month at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And the Supercharge Accelerator, stay tuned for more precise information when we'll be starting that. We're still working on it, still building it out, and very much open to your feedback as to what you feel is helpful for you if you're a startup and what would be useful for you as you build up your startup. So that's what you got going on. All right, so that's what you can do. I'm going to say goodbye for today, and I want to thank you for being here. As always, remember, stay supercharged, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.